Good morning, class 10th. Yesterday I told you about the physiology of respiration, how the breathing occurs in the human beings, what is inhalation and what is exhalation, and how the gases are exchanged in the alveoli. Now, today I'll discuss with you what is respiration. Basically, we are going to discuss about how the glucose is broken down into different components in our cells. As I told you earlier also, that respiration is just a reverse process of photosynthesis, in which you can see here the reactions written, and in this what is happening, that glucose which comes from the digestive system. Okay, in our digestive system, when we are taking the food, glucose is the byproduct of what we say, starch and carbohydrates. Ultimately they break down into the glucose. Some of the sugars also break down into the glucose. So from digestive system, glucose comes, and oxygen comes from the respiratory system. Okay, when we breathe in the air, then oxygen comes into our cells. And by this when these two combine, when the glucose combines with the oxygen, it breaks down into these two components, that is carbon dioxide, which is exhaled out from your body, and water vapors are released, which is also exhaled out from your body, and energy is delivered in this process. So the energy which is released from this process is used in our body for different activities. So this complete process is known as respiration. Now let us discuss what is respiration and what are different processes. So basically, respiration is composed of these two processes, breathing and cellular respiration. Okay, this is extracellular and this is intracellular process. Okay, so in extracellular process, breathing is the process in which only we take in the oxygen into the lungs and we release carbon dioxide. This much of process is known as breathing. Okay, no cellular activities are involved, only organ systems are involved in this process. Okay, so this is a breathing process, only a physical process in which gases are taken inside and released from the body. Then comes cellular respiration, which is a intracellular process. Okay, which occurs inside the cells, basically in the muscle cells, where so many mitochondria are present. There this breakdown of the substances is done inside the cells. Okay, so this is basically a process which is occurred in the cells, and it is a chemical process in which the chemicals are involved, or the chemicals are utilized to break down the sugars or the glucose to release the energy. Okay, so basically the respiration is composed of these two processes, breathing and cellular respiration. One is external process and second one is internal process. Now I'll show you what is going on in our body. So while we are breathing, you can see this child, only we are taking the oxygen and we are releasing the carbon dioxide. This much of the process is known as breathing. Now after we have inhaled the oxygen, then it will go into the mitochondria. Here in the mitochondria, the glucose will be coming from the blood, and it will reach inside the cells. Inside the mitochondria, with the help of oxygen inhaled, this glucose will be broken down into water vapors and carbon dioxide, and 36 ATP of energy will be released. This is called cellular respiration, and the byproducts, that is water and carbon dioxide, will again reach into the lungs, and through the nostril it will be released outside the body. So this is actually cellular respiration, which occurs in the mitochondria part of the cells. So This is not a easy process. Now you see, this respiration occurs in many ways. Okay, the breakdown of this glucose, that is into the other substances, is actually carried out in certain ways. First of all, this process is common in each and every living being. It is common in all. This is known as glyco lysis. Okay, glycolysis. What does it mean? That breakdown of glucose into pyruvic acid. Okay, the glucose is converted into pyruvic acid. You can see here, glucose is a 6 carbon compound. It has C6. Then it gets converted into pyruvic acid, which is a 3 carbon compound, and it occurs in the cytoplasm. This process is known as glycolysis, to split the glucose into these two components, that is pyruvic acid and energy. This is common in each and every living beings. Okay, then what happens? This is going to happen, either the oxygen is present or it is absent. Okay, if oxygen is present, this occurs in the mitochondria. When oxygen is present, then this pyruvic acid is converted into carbon dioxide, water vapor, and more energy is released. Okay, this kind of respiration is known as aerobic respiration. What it is known? Aerobic respiration. Okay, in this type of respiration, oxygen is used to break down the pyruvic acid completely into water vapors and carbon dioxide, and energy is released. Around 36 to 38 ATP of energy is released in this process. Okay, because the food is broken down in a complete manner, that is why. But when the oxygen is absent or it is not present in adequate amount, then what happens? This pyruvic acid is converted into lactic acid, and energy is also released. Okay, this type of respiration is known as anaerobic respiration. Okay, anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is a respiration in which oxygen is not present. Okay, in this case, in our muscle cells, what happens when we are having any exercise, we are running, we are walking very fastly, or we are dancing, at that time we need a lot of energy. But due to the lack of energy, because we are not able to breathe in a proper way at that time, we breathe very fastly. So at that time, because oxygen is not present in a proper amount, at that time this pyruvic acid is converted into lactic acid and energy is released. This occurs in our muscle cells when we are exercising, when we are doing vigorous activity. At that time, this occurs in our muscles. So anaerobic respiration occurs in us also. But in most of the bacteria, okay, this kind of anaerobic respiration occurs, in which bacteria and fungus also, in which this in the absence of oxygen, what happens? This pyruvic acid is converted into ethanol, carbon dioxide is released, and little amount of energy is released. This is around 2 ATP energy is only released here. Okay, so this process occurs actually in the bacteria and fungus. Okay, and this kind of anaerobic respiration is also called fermentation. Okay, what it is called? Fermentation. Okay, this, you know, that alcohols, what we are going to make alcohol, or beer, wine, this is made when the sugar, that is sugar cane's juice, is converted into alcohol. that is ethanol is a alcohol. Okay, alcohol is formed in the presence of yeast. Okay, yeast is a fungus. So this is a kind of respiration in which oxygen is not present and it is converted directly into ethanol. In this process carbon dioxide is released. Okay, you can see here carbon dioxide is not released. Okay, so respiration can be of two types, aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration. Okay, these are two types of the respirations. Now let us discuss aerobic respiration in detail. This is the first step of the aerobic respiration in which glucose is broken down. Okay, this glucose you can see it is broken down. It occurs in the cytoplasm part of our cell. You know, cell has a cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm part, this glucose is converted first into fructose 1,6 biphosphate. Fructose, you know, it is a kind of sugar. Okay, it is converted into fructose 1,6 biphosphate. In this process 2 ATP is broken down, means energy is actually used here. Okay, in this process 2 ATP of energy is utilized to convert glucose into fructose 1,6 biphosphate. Okay, then what happens in this compound, this fructose 1,6 biphosphate is converted into pep. This is known as phosphenol pyruvate. Pep is a compound which is formed by the splitting of fructose 1,6 biphosphate. You can say I have made it like this. These are two molecules of the pep which are forming phosphoenol pyruvate. Two molecules of phosphoenol pyruvate are formed. In this process 2 ATP energy is released and 2 NADH are also formed. Both are energy currency, you know that. Okay, so basically here 2 ATP, here 2 NADH are formed. Okay, and then this pep is converted or it is broken down into pyruvic acid. Okay, in this process also 1 ATP is released. So overall in glycolysis process 2 NADH and 2 here and 1 here, that is 3 ATP energy is released. Okay, during the process of glycolysis. So in during the glycolysis glucose is broken down to pyruvate or pyruvic acid. In this process 2 NADH and 3 ATP of energy is released. 2 ATPs are utilized here. So in this, after this process is occurring in the cytoplasm. After this process, this pyruvic acid, again I am showing you aerobic and anaerobic respiration. This pyruvic acid is actually the product of glycolysis of glucose. If oxygen is present, then it will be aerobic respiration. If oxygen is not present, then it will be anaerobic respiration. Now you see what is going on here. It is a cellular respiration in which, see, from food glucose is coming, from respiration oxygen is coming inside the cells. Inside the cell there are two things. Cytosol is basically the cytoplasm. Okay, so in cytoplasm, as I told you, what is happening in cytoplasm, glycolysis is going on. In glycolysis process ATP is formed, NADH is formed and pyruvic acid is formed. This is occurring in the cytoplasm. Then it will go into mitochondria. There are so many mitochondria. One is being shown here. In mitochondria, this pyruvic acid is converted into so many compounds, and inside the matrix part of the what you say the mitochondria, the this pyruvic acid is converted into different substances, and here also ATP is formed, NADH is also formed. Then in the membrane, that is the cristae. You know this, these are known as cristae. Inside the membrane of the cristae, electron transport chain is going on. During the electron transport chain, again ATP is released and carbon dioxide and water vapors are formed. Okay, this I am not discussing with you in a detail because in your course mostly we are going to discuss about the glycolysis, only that comes in the examination. Other than that, Krebs cycle and electron transport, only this can be asked in the multiple choice, that where does the Krebs cycle occur. So it occurs in the stroma of the mitochondria. Okay, during the Krebs cycle also NADH and ATP are formed, and in electron transport chain NADH and NADH is used, and ATP is again here it is used. Two NADH were formed in the glycolysis, so both are used here, and in electron transport chain further divisions occur, and then carbon dioxide and water vapors are formed. So in this complete process these many ATPs are formed. Okay, now this I just gave you to show what is the pathway of the air. So air starts from the nasal cavity, then it goes to trachea, then bronchus, bronchioles and alveolus. Just for revision purpose I just added this slide here. Now let us see, this one is important. Okay, this comes in your examination also. What is the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration? As I told you here, aerobic respiration occurs in the cytoplasm and lumen and cristae of the mitochondria. Okay, and anaerobic respiration occurs in the cytoplasm only. Okay, in bacteria it occurs in the cytoplasm only, because mitochondria is not present in the in the you that might bacteria. Okay, it uses oxygen. Oxygen should be present here, oxygen is not required, and products are carbon dioxide and water. But in anaerobic respiration, what is formed? Ethanol and carbon dioxide or lactic acid. Okay, here energy is more, here energy is less. Okay, 38 and ATP of energy is formed during the aerobic respiration, and in anaerobic respiration, because food is not properly broken down or glucose is not properly broken down, that is why only 2 ATP of energy is formed. Okay, now our last topic, what is the difference between breathing and respiring? It is given in your book also, but just to tell you or explain you the difference, I am showing you this. Breathing, as I told you, it only involves to take in the air or release it. Okay, but in respiration, glucose is oxidized, carbon dioxide is released, water vapors are released, energy is released. Okay, it is a physical process, only some organs are involved in taking, or their movement is involved. It is a biochemical process in which glucose is oxidized, some chemicals are utilized, some enzymes are utilized, some energy is formed. So it is a biochemical process. Here no energy is formed, here ATPs are released, so energy is released. It is an extracellular process, means it is occurring outside the cell, because it is occurring in the lungs, it is an organ. It is an intracellular process, it is occurring in the cells. Okay, no enzyme is involved, because nothing is broken down, so why we need any enzyme here? Here so many enzymes are required. Okay, we have not discussed about the Krebs cycles in detail. Otherwise in Krebs cycle so many enzymes are actually required to break down further components of pyruvic acid, and then to form the ATPs and NADP. Okay, so it is basically enzymes are required here, and it is confined to certain organs only. You know, there's some lungs, bronchioles, alveoli and nostrils, only these many organs are involved here. It occurs in the complete body, because wherever you imagine, wherever the cells are present, everywhere this is occurring. So it occurs in the whole body, in all the cells. Okay, so now today's class is over, my topic is completed. We have discussed about respiratory system also, we have discussed about what is the physiology of respiration, we have discussed what is respiration, how food is broken down. Okay, So now this topic is also completed. If you have any query, please be feel free to discuss it in the class. Thank you, class.